Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So it looks like Mr. Robert Guerrero and his dad, a.k.a. You Got Baby Nuts, turned down the fight with the big bad wolf, Keith Thurman. Interesting. Very interesting. What's funny about this whole development, or this whole situation, I should probably say, is I remember when Richard Schaefer said it about probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. He said, that's the fight I want to make. Guerrero versus Keith Thurman. And when he said that, man, I was like, wow, that would be a barn burner. That would be a real good fucking fight, right? But when he said it, the first thing I said to myself is, would Guerrero be man enough to take a fight like that? Get in there with a beast like Keith Thurman? So I waited, I guess we all waited, for about 2 weeks. And after about 2 weeks, I realized Guerrero hadn't even responded. Now, every time I checked the websites, you would always see Keith Thurman like, oh yeah, that's the fight I'm looking for. I'm ready for that. But we would never see any comments from Robert Guerrero. And about 2 days right before Richard Schaefer released this information that Guerrero turned the fight down, I actually started to Google because I was really interested in seeing what was going on with this situation. I wanted to know what the progression was for this fight to possibly be made. Because I expected, since Robert Guerrero, he had made no comments on the situation, that he probably wasn't interested in taking the fight. Now, to Robert's defense, it's totally understandable why he would not want to share a ring with that man, Keith Thurman. Because Robert knows, like I know, that he would get the shit stomped out of his ass if he got in the ring with Keith Thurman. So it's understandable that Robert doesn't want to get in the ring. The only thing that really makes Robert Guerrero look bad right now is his father. You know, the prideful, macho, a.k.a. You Got Baby Nuts, Guerrero Sr. He's the only one that makes Guerrero look bad when he ducks someone. Because when you raise the bar that high, talking about who has baby nuts and how macho, you know, how full of pride you are, and et cetera, it comes back to bite you on the ass, because now the burden is on you. The burden is on you to prove that you are not anything that you are accusing other fighters of being. And that's what Guerrero Sr. did. He put his son in a bad position. And you know, since I'm talking about Robert Guerrero, I want to talk about some other things that bothered me when it comes to Team Guerrero. You know, his wife in particular, it really surprised me when I watched All Access. And you know, thinking about his wife, I always feel real bad, you know, that she had to go through the cancer. And, you know, it's a real sad story. So I looked at her as this strong woman, this very humble, right? Really appreciates everything about life. And I'm just looking at her as one of the good guys. You can't help but feel some type of sympathy for her, for the type of things that she's going through, health-wise. But it was really surprising to me when I was watching All Access, and here you see, on one side, you see Floyd Mayweather's, his kids, and they're sitting over here, they're praying for Robert Guerrero's wife because she has cancer, right? And then it's like, right after they show that, they flip over and they show Robert Guerrero's wife, and she's sitting over here talking like some ignorant dumbass fan, right? Talking about, all Floyd Mayweather does is run like a chicken. That's all he does is run. And then she says, boo, like that, right? I'm like, really? This is coming from Robert Guerrero's wife? Now, I would expect something like this coming from a dumbass fan on YouTube who's filled with hate. But when it comes to Robert Guerrero's wife, it just looks so out of place because she looks like such a humble, soft-spoken, respectful person, right? So nevertheless, back to Keith Thurman and Robert Guerrero turning down this fight. Like I said, Keith Thurman is starting to really become the big bad wolf right now. I mean, he already scared the shit out of Marcos Maidana. Maidana already ducked him and avoided the fight. Now you got Robert Guerrero ducking and doesn't want to fight him. So we basically have to see who's going to step up and fight Keith Thurman. And what's next for Robert Guerrero? I really don't know. You know, I really want to see if Pacquiao gets past Brandon Rios. I really would like to see Guerrero versus Pacquiao. I think that would be a really intriguing matchup. Even Guerrero versus the winner of Marquez Bradley, that is another good matchup. So, like I said, yeah, we have to see what's next for Robert Guerrero and Keith Thurman. That's my thoughts on this situation, guys. I'm on to the next one.